In today's news, once again the SEC continues their streak of embarrassments, losing again in the courts of law. At this point, I'd go as far as to say that this is now a do or die situation for the SEC and Gary Gensler. The SEC is now hanging on by the thinnest of threads. And the reason why, of course, this is big news is because for every loss the SEC gets, further weakening their credibility, is another massive win for Ripple and XRP, strengthening their case in their own lawsuit. As we can see firstly here from Chad Steingraber, the US Supreme Court Chevron, agencies like the SEC are no longer allowed to determine their own rules. Like, this is an absolutely colossal, big, massive win for crypto and of course also for Ripple and XRP, because the SEC's influence, their power is shrinking by the second. And to add another nail to their coffin, breaking news here from the Blockchain Daily, federal judge partially dismissed SEC's lawsuit against Binance's founder Changpeng Zhao. This is yet another big win for clarity over secondary market sales of digital assets. So this Binance ruling actually directly influences and affects XRP's case as well. District Judge Amy Berman Jackson has just dismissed the SEC's claim that secondary sales of Binance's BNB token qualify as securities under the Howey test, citing Ripple's Judge Annalisa Torres' opinion that the economic reality of the token transactions mattered when applying Howey. So you can now fully expect Coinbase, Kraken and Consensus lawyers to use this opinion to bolster their position in their own litigation. And the SEC lawyers can no longer argue that the Ripple ruling was merely an outlier and that no other judges would agree. Ripple wasn't an outlier. What it was the foundation, the template for every other lawsuit, every other case. Ripple has led the way for the industry to fight back. Ripple is the direct cause to the downfall of the SEC. So, plain and simply, attention Bitcoin maxis and XRP fudsters. Judge Torres' comment that Ripple is not a security is now that much more important for helping the rest of the industry get that clarity that they so desperately desire. And judges across the board are now using Ripple's case as a key factor in influencing their decision. And truth be told, if we are being perfectly honest with ourselves here, the Ripple versus SEC case is a complete joke and has been pretty much since the start, as this one paragraph here from Cyprus is all the proof you need to understand and agree with that statement. Firstly here, we have hit the tipping point for mainstream adoption of digital assets for real world use cases. This comes from CEO of Archex, Graham Rodford, and as we can see in this one paragraph here from Archex, who, if it wasn't clear, is in partnership with Ripple, the leader in enterprise blockchain and crypto solutions, and Archex, the UK's first financial conduct authority regulated digital asset exchange, broker and custodian, today announced an extension to their existing collaboration, which is expected to bring hundreds of millions of dollars of tokenized real-world assets onto the XRP ledger over the coming years, and establish the XRP ledger as one of the leading blockchains for real-world asset tokenization. This is colossal news. This alone is the evidence enough needed to show you that industry leaders are fully in support of Ripple and want to use the technology. They trust Ripple. So with that much high demand for Ripple's technology and therefore high demand to utilize XRP, that tells you all you need to know, that XRP is going to be worth thousands and that this lawsuit has effectively been a joke, has been rubbish since the very beginning. This lawsuit has been as good as over since the very start. And with that in mind, potentially, we are on the cusp of seeing the dismissal, the firing of Gary Gensler very soon. Paul Barron sheds some light on the situation. Take a close listen.
Ripple XRP's CEO says U.S. SEC Chair Gensler will cause Joe Biden to lose the election. I totally agree with this. I think right now, Gensler, especially with deference, with Chevron being overturned, this is a no-win for Mr. Gensler. I think at this point right now, prediction is most likely you've got the roundtable coming up with Mark Cuban, Ro Khanna, going into the White House. Could that be the timing? This is in mid-July, I think it's 11th. Could that be the timing where maybe Biden says, we need to go ahead and take action now and ask Mr. Gensler, thank you very much, it's been an honor. We looked at it and said, hey, maybe it's 700 days out before Gensler gets fired. Maybe that's much closer now. Because remember, this was his full term. This would give him another 706 days. I just don't think he lasts that long.
Once Gary Gensler leaves office or is fired, the sheer explosion in adoption for crypto and especially for Ripple and XRP will be mind-blowing, because he has been holding America back for so very long. Especially now with the incoming regulations that are being implemented like MiCA, which is happening today, June 30th. And this is massive news, of course, for Ripple right now, and even more so when they release their own RLUSD stablecoin, because Ripple already has presence in Europe before MiCA regulations. XRP is currently the third most traded cryptocurrency in Europe, only coming behind Bitcoin and Ethereum. This dominance should not be overlooked, as it's a testament to the preference of investors in this region. As a preferred asset for EU traders, XRP is already ahead of majority of the crypto market regarding establishing popularity in the midst of crypto regulations. And the reason why XRP will be worth thousands of dollars in the future is because its true use case is meant for institutional investors, not for retail. And with there being a finite amount of XRP, institutions are going to need XRP to be worth so much more to handle trillions of dollars of transactions daily. And this shift is closer than you think, as now retail is no longer driving the market, institutions are the ones driving the market. This assertion, coupled with on-chain data, emphasizes the entirely new playing field that crypto is now on. High net worth individuals, corporates, banks, these are the entities that are leading the market during this current bull cycle. Following their moves, plans and capital allocation is how you determine the direction of this bull cycle, as retail often overestimates their importance in the financial markets, and this document here reveals exactly why it shouldn't. If you want to capitalize on the money-making opportunity, in the words of Raoul Pal, the $100 trillion crypto opportunity, then you need to follow the money. The money tells you that Ripple and XRP will explode to unimaginable heights in the near future. That's why all the institutions and governments and central banks of the world are in partnership with Ripple. We are at a position we have never ever been before. Truly unique, one we have never experienced in history. And Dmitry Sarasky's here, an institutionally important person, confirms in this interview that we are currently experiencing a financial paradigm shift. Listen closely.
Doing it on chain saves a lot of money, but the main result of the benefit is not how you drive the nice axis, X and Y axis. The demand curve looks like that, and the cost curve looks like that, okay? And the average cost curve in the long run, by necessity, is a straight line. Focusing on this kind of transaction benefits, it's all about driving the cost curve down. The actual benefit of tokenization comes from the capability to generate network and liquidity effects that effectively make these available investment opportunities accessible to people who now are afraid to get into the market. This effectively is not about driving the cost curve down, but shifting the demand curve to the right. And the notional triangle between the cost curve and the demand curve is how much you expand the value space of the asset. This is the very important aspect that nobody talks about, only valuers, on this point of actually deciding whether to tokenize something or not. This is the one thing. And this one thing does not have implications in the unit of the asset you are trading. It also has implications on the way you structure portfolios, the way you rebalance your portfolios, the cost of rebalancing. The fractionalization of the asset allows you to hold in one token the entire market. So effectively, you have an index in a token. And exactly because you can create your own indices within the space of one token, you actually have, first time, the possibility to construct precision ETFs and precision indices that 100% match the risk appetite and the wealth appetite of the investor. This never happened before. And all this with minimum liquidity risk, because the liquidity is pooled, not placed in a book. So this is the macro effect, the macro financial effect of the kind of financial paradigm we are talking about.
So again, plain and simple, follow the money. Look who is at the center of all these developments, being Ripple and XRP, of course, and understand that every loss for this SEC is another massive step forward for Ripple and XRP and their inevitable takeover, and the price of XRP is destined to explode. XRP, in my personal opinion, not financial advice, of course, is going to be worth thousands of dollars, which is why I believe you just can't look short term to think long term, and I'll see you in the next one.